If you've ever set a goal for yourself feeling super clear, motivated, pumped up, only to find yourself weeks later disappointed, this video will explain to you exactly why this happens. Most people think that they fail at goals because they lack discipline, especially women. You keep telling yourself, if I were stronger, this would work. If I had more willpower, I'd finally succeed. If I just push harder, I wouldn't fail. I should be able to do this. I keep hearing the same thing all over again. But after 22 years of working with women, I can tell you this clearly. Discipline is rarely the issue. In my work as a health, wellness, and nutritional integrated coach, and as a complementary therapist for the last 22 years with my business and my practice in Switzerland, I've worked with women with all different kind of backgrounds, from CEOs to caregivers, stay-at-home mom, office workers. And regardless of their background, they all had the same frustration. They wanted to feel better, they wanted to invest in themselves, and they often said to me, I know what I should do. Why can't I stick to this new routine, to this new habit, to this new goal? And let me tell you a secret. The answer was never discipline. The answer was that they were starting from the end. So they were starting from phase number 3, which is goal setting. Here's the number one mistake that everybody's making when trying to set new goals. They start from the action. So let me tell you another secret. Action, it's actually step number 3, not number 1. So let me give you the exact blueprint I teach to my coaching client every single day. You want to follow this order to have long-lasting change. Step number 1 is awareness. You want to notice things without changing anything. Step number 2, it's consciousness. We need to understand why you do the things you do. So before changing habits, we need to understand why you have those habits in the first place. Step number 3, it's finally goal setting, or I also call it intentional action. So we have to create a system that's aligned with your life, that's sustainable, and that's realistic. And you're wondering why, if you jump straight to step number 3, you're always bound to fail. I am a very practical person. So let me give you a practical example, and let's use sugar. Most people, when they come to me, they say, Vanessa, I would really love to stop eating so much sugar. But the point is that sugar itself, it's rarely the issue. Sugar is the solution to stress, overwhelm, dopamine depletion, boredom, loneliness. So when you don't ask yourself, when does this happen? What kind of support am I missing? What am I feeling in that moment that's leading me to search for sugar as a coping mechanism? In those instances, sugar becomes the battle. You want to stop eating sugar, but you're not asking yourself those questions. Let's reframe it. If we use awareness, instead of asking ourselves, how do I stop this behavior? We will ask specific questions that will help us understand, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And how to fix it. So the question will shift from how do I stop this to what is my body and my mind and my emotion asking of me that's leading me to use sugar as a coping mechanism. And this is how conscious choices are actually possible. Let me be clear, this is not about making excuses or avoiding responsibility. Accountability is one of the pillars of my work. The point is, we need to understand why we do what we do. Because when action is based on understanding, discipline becomes lighter and sometimes not even necessary. This is what I say to all my clients. Awareness comes before action. So if you want to understand how this system actually works in practice, I advise you to watch my next video where I break down the 3 steps I use for 3 pillars with all my clients.